Odile Esau, and welcome to Open Studio. Today's topic is all about Radio CCFm. My guests are Pastor Barry Isaacs, Senior General Manager of CCFm, as well as Operations General Manager Cheryl-Lynn Freeman. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great
Thanks
to be
for
here.
having us.
For those who may not know, who is CCFM?
Well, CC stands for Cape Community FM. We're a 24-hour non-profit community radio station that's serving the people of the mother city. We broadcast on 107.5 FM in the greater Cape Town area and a 96.7 in the Fischhoek Valley area. We mainly broadcast in the language of English, as well as bringing a bit of Xhosa and Afrikaans.
Now let's go back to 1993. What brought about the initial establishment of Radio CCFM?
Well, like in South Africa, all good things starts with a braai vlees. And it just happened that a group of folk got together to have a little bit of fellowship and a braai, and they talked about some of the events going on in the city and in the country and how they could make a difference. And someone made the suggestion, hey, why don't we start a radio station? And of course, the conversation got going. Eventually, a group of people got together, formulated the plans, put it together, made the applications to ICASA, as it were, to find out what the possibilities, and the rest is history.
Now, what is the mission and vision of CCFM?
Well, the mission of CCFM, first and foremost, is to present the good news of Jesus Christ, as it were, to the whole of the community in a very meaningful and simple way so that people could understand that. That is the foremost thing, the mission for CCFM. And also very evangelistic in its outreach to reach the community, as I said earlier on, with the good news of Jesus Christ.
Now, based on your experience, as well as taking into consideration the amount of years that both of you have been involved in CCFM, do you think the radio station has fulfilled its mandate?
Well, CCFM started, as I said earlier, way back then in '93, and it started way back in the valley of Fischhoek. Had a little bit of a house there where we all used to run around and do our thing, which was quite exciting, all new to us. And eventually it grew, and we realized that we needed more space. And then in some miraculous way, God provided and sent a donor our way that actually purchased the present building that we have right now, that was donated to us, that we are using. So that's the way God provided for us in that way.
All right, so for a first-time listener, what sort of programming can I expect when I tune into CCFM?
One of our aims is to be a radio station that's multicultural and multilingual at the same time, and we try and incorporate that in our programming. For weekdays, what you can expect is to just wake up with the voice of Helga van Niekerk on Rise and Shine. She does the show from 6 until 9 o'clock. Thereafter, we go to a more community-based show promoting a lot of non-profit organizations on the show with Lynn Roman, and that's your 9 to 12 show. And then you can kick up your feet with JP Carl, sir, on the lunch break, which runs from 12 midday to about 3 p.m. And then, of course, we have the lovely and beautiful Odile Esau accompanying Jeremy van Wyk as the two of you just drive us home. And that's running from 3 until 6. And then if you're wanting some great inspiration and encouragement, you can tune in from 6:30 to 9 o'clock for Time to Decide. And thereafter, we celebrate the gifts in the mother city, all our young people having lots of fun in studio, all the way up to midnight. And because we are multicultural as well, we bring in the Xhosa programming aspects, and that runs from 3 until 6 weekdays. And we look forward to get two of our presenters, Luli Masimini as well as Elliot Msebenzi, on the show as well, so that you can put a face to the voice. And it's sometimes interesting what people had in mind, because radio makes room for imagination. So it's quite interesting, and we look forward to be able to meet and connect with the presenters in the community so that people can see who's the actual faces behind the voices. There are some other really amazing content that we've got as well in terms of looking at family. We've got Focus on the Family that we air at 8 o'clock in the morning, weekdays. And that's just focusing on your marriages, your relationships, social issues within the family setting. They cover that from 8 to 8:30 in the morning, and then we replicate the same message in the evening from 8 to 8:30 weekday. So, and if you're wanting maybe a little pick-me-upper in the middle of the afternoon at 12 o'clock, we view Joyce Meyer's as well. We air Joyce Meyer's. So if you want to listen and just get a bit of soul food, a bit of spiritual food, that's definitely the time to listen. And then another free service that we offer, because we want to serve the community, is Community Bulletin. And that's run from 12:30 until 1 o'clock every single day. And you can send in whether it's a gospel community event that you are hosting, and we'll announce it free of charge for you on that show. If you, an individual, got a small company and you want us to advertise job vacancies, that's definitely a service that we offer. And if you're an individual with room to rent of any kind, then you also can do that on the show.
Now, for those who would like to get involved in CCFM, does CCFM have a volunteer program?
It certainly does. What we do, we have about 3 or 4 times a year where we invite people to come along to our volunteer enrollment and where we enlist them. And people will come from all parts of the community because we are broadcasting to the greater metropole of Cape Town, and as has been said by Cheryl-Lynn already, it's a 24/7 radio station. And people will come and we will share with them what the station is all about, what we have to offer. And I want to say that some of our volunteers, amazing people, they are sacrificially giving of themselves and coming in late at night, over the weekends, etc. and so on, and shadowing some of the other presenters and eventually moving on to greater things.
Yeah, you know, Odile, it's so interesting. I started at the radio station 11 years ago.
Wow.
At the age of 14. And what I love about CCFM, it's a very unique ministry that's very diverse in what it offers you to be able to grow in terms of a person, to be able to contribute to the community. Whether you're the kind of person that's not necessarily behind the mic and you hide behind a telephone and you're wanting to encourage, inspire, then you can become a prayer friend, for example. Or if you can't handle a 3-hour show, then just hiding maybe 5 minutes behind the mic for news is something that you can do as well. And if you're one of those that don't really want to be on any kind of platform or on air, then you can also get involved in production and music. So there's so much to get involved in. And the most important thing for us is that you echo the mission statement that we have, and that your heartbeat is in line with ours, to be able to just reach as many people as you can with the gospel of Jesus Christ, as well as to change lives for good.
Wow. Now, regarding the volunteers, is there any set criteria that is in place to become a volunteer, or is it open to anyone and everyone?
It's open to whosoever may come. Okay. Some people are gifted in technology, pretty savvy in those areas. Yeah. Others are administrators. A lot of people come because they want to be presenters.
Yes.
Although we do look for the good presenters, but we are also looking for administrators. We're looking for people in our sales office. We're looking for people in the news and the media. And we are looking for presenters. So it's different fields. Subject to the forte and the giftedness of the individual, we will kind of slot them into those areas.
And what's important as well, the first step is filling out the volunteer application form and having that accompany a pastor's reference letter. So it's important that you are a professing Christian if you're going to get involved at CCFM with whatever it is you're wanting to do there.
Now, this year marks the 20-year milestone for CCFM. Wow, 20 years since humble beginnings back in the Fish Hoek area. Now, the question is, how are you going to commemorate this milestone?
Well, it's happy birthday to us, 20 years down the road. Just like Cheryl-Lynn has said, she started out way back as a junior presenter and worked her way through the maze, as it were, to where she is today. For me, it started way back in the early years, in the beginning, and to sit back and in hindsight to see what God has done for CCM is absolutely amazing. In the celebration of our 20 years, we are still in the process of discussing these issues as to exactly how we will be celebrating it. It might be over a week, it might be a weekend, it might even be a month, subject to the budget, of course. But this is a great year for us, and I think God has been faithful in many ways as He has taken us to where we are presently.
Yes, and we've got quite a bit of exciting events that are coming up. The first event that we are hosting is the CCFm Youth Night out at the ice rink. And here we invite a lot of the youth groups to come and book for the youth groups. It's 40 Rand per person. And you get some snacks as well. So you can invite your youth group to come out and, you know, just to have some fun. Even if you're one of those that slip at the entrance. And there's a reason why I actually I sit on the side and actually just watch.
I agree
take
with
the
you.
photos.
I take the photos.
And then we're having, on the 1st of May, we're having a local artist market day in the CCFM hall. And it's really about serving the community by providing that platform for local artists to be able to showcase their talents, to be able to say, hey, I'm out there, this is what I do, this is the message that I'm trying to bring across. To be able to just promote our local talent that we have. And that's running from 10 until 4 p.m. So I invite everyone, if you want to come out to CCFM 146 Main Road, Muizenberg. You're more than welcome to do so on the 1st of May. We do allow you to sleep a bit late, as the event only starts at 10 o'clock. And then just touching on one or two other events, a very exciting one that's coming up is our singing gospel competition that we're wanting to run and have a big concert in September that aligns with our birthday celebrations. And that's also providing an opportunity for local talent to come and say, you know, let's see who's the best in town. Win a full gospel recorded album, as well as a full website and a photo shoot. And then CCFM producing our very own CD from the top 10. And the most important thing I love about this, it actually allows the community to vote for their favorite soloist or group artists that they have.
So we're having our own idols.
Yes.
And that is brilliant. All right, let's take a quick break. You are currently in conversation with the Senior General Manager of CCFM, Pastor Barry Isaacs, as well as Operations General Manager Cheryl-Lynn Freeman. Hi, I am Odile Esau. Welcome to Open Studio. Today's topic is all about Radio CCFM. My guests are Pastor Barry Isaacs, Senior General Manager at CCFM, as well as Operations General Manager Cheryl-Lynn Freeman. Welcome.
Thank you.
As we continue our discussion regarding CCFM, as a community radio station, how is CCFM serving its community?
CCFM provides content, first and foremost, both in music and in talk. So we do have a lot of interviews that take place as well. We have people from different dimensions and dominions that come into the station, e.g. education, finance, medical, dietitians, and we have all of these interviews informing the community how A, they could handle their finances better, B, what training is available, diets is available, that's especially for the ladies. I won't mention any names at this point in time. But we would like to believe that we are working alongside the community to empower them. We also have some external projects that we do outside with NPOs and NGOs where we would come alongside with them and walk with them in their particular need and with their particular projects that they would have, and we would work alongside with them in those fields.
You know, radio is such a powerful medium. It reaches places that TV won't. You do get these DVD screens in the cars, but it's quite a problem if you are caught in traffic and you're on the R300, you can't exactly look at the screen. So we get to enjoy that platform to literally be able to give the community a voice, to speak about pertinent issues within the community in a way that makes them feel comfortable, makes them feel that they can interact with us to be able to provide them with local content. As Pastor Barry said, we have various events that we've partnered with MPOs to be able to host, as well as doing different community projects. A few that I thought I'd mention that we've had is the Christmas party for the kids in Lavendale. We also take a percentage of the donations that we receive and we distribute that either in the form of a community project or we nominate particular charities that we actually donate to. And a few of the other things that I said is pertinent issues that we address. We ran a campaign, Stop Violence and Abuse Against Our Women and Children. We had some of our leading CCFM men out with Errol Naidu on the 1,000 Men March to just echo that and to be able to go to Parliament and say, you know what, really stop violence and abuse against our children.
And the women.
And the women, of course. And then we're also busy right now partnering with one of our clients to be able to run a community project in terms of teaching kids, underprivileged kids, how to play chess. Wow. Yes, so we try and create that community footprint, but at the same time using our main medium, which is on-air broadcasting, to be able to serve the community.
Now, where would you like to see CCFM in 10 years?
Well, I would like to see CCFM at the end of 10 years being in a space where they are self-sustained, growing all the time, taking up the space of some of the bigger commercial radio stations. I'm only teasing. I wouldn't like to see us as a competitive radio station with others. But I think we have a goal, and I believe that we are very unique as a community radio station. But I would like to see us work towards the place of excellence, professionalism, and where we also would be able to bring along and bring on board men and women of that kind of caliber that would do justice to the service of CCFM, where we could change lives for good.
Now, why would I tune in to CCFM?
Well, the one slogan that we have in our jingles, besides changing lives for good, is experience the difference. And I believe that's the one privilege that we enjoy as a community radio station, to be able to serve the community without those additional pressures of trying to fit the mold and be a certain kind of way. So we have the freedom, whether it be talking about rape, whether it be talking about health issues, whether it be talking about anything else that the community is facing, whether it's suicide, what are the causes, and just to bring hope, basically, and an inspirational message when you tune into CCFM to know that. It's a station that can really pick up your spirit. It's a station that cares for you through offering our 24-hour prayer line to you, to be able to call up one of our prayer friends. They're available there for you. Anything you share with them is confidential. So often we struggle with things and we're not in that kind of environment to be able to share it, whether it be with our partner, whether it be with a friend or a family member, that you be able to call up the prayer friend and say, you know, these are the kind of things that I'm dealing with. And all the prayer friend can do is offer you just a little bit of inspiration from the Word of God, as well as to pray for you. And you can do so if you want to make sure that you can at least connect yourself or someone else to that service. It's available 24 hours a day on 021 788 3340. That's 021 788 3340.
I think most probably just on what Cheryl was saying, one of the big issues that we are being faced in our city and our country is in regards to family life and family issues. We have programs that is helping to meet those needs. We have Focus on the Family, and then on the 20th of this month we are also doing an event at CCFM in our hall there for married couples to help them to have a better. I always say to people, why settle for a good marriage when you can have a better one? And I think we are assisting families in these areas so that they can grow. And I think this is one of the greatest needs in our nation today, is to have healthy families, because that's the strong unit that builds a strong nation, and that's what we would like to see. And CCFM is quite involved, knee deep, head deep, ankle deep in this one.
And I can also echo that our main speaker for the event is actually the Reverend Barry Isaacs, and he's involved in an organization called, I think Pastor Barry will have to help me on the 3 chord.
It's 3 chord, Family Development Services, and we partner with CCFM and with all of this. So CCFM is quite involved with that, with the prayer ministries and everything, where they can partner and take hands with other like-minded organizations to build up this nation to what we believe it should be. We want to partner with them.
Now, going back to that event, is it open to all couples, or is it specifically for a certain amount of years that you've been married, or can you come whether you've been married for 1 month or up to 50 years?
Oh, that's for all couples,
Okay.
even to those who are contemplating moving into that terrain. Okay. I think it's good preparation, so that's for everybody. And it's not just geared for a particular religious group, it's open to everyone.
All right, getting back to the upcoming events that are taking place in this coming year because of your 20-year milestone. Let's get a little more into that, a little bit more. Just one question surrounding that, and that is, you know, because it's a 20-year milestone, yes, the question begs, you know, it's 20 years. You've got to go big or go home. That's what they say. So you mentioned a month-long possible celebration. What would take place in 1 month? Because I would just love to know the ideas surrounding that.
I think there are many things. Right now we are busy, staff and volunteers, board trustees, everyone is engaged in this discussion, and everyone has some great ideas as to what we would like to do. But we would also like to hear from our community, our listeners, what their thinking is, because we are a community station and we would like to see our community involved. And if they have any great ideas that they would like to share with us, but watch the space. Okay. It's coming soon.
So public participation is possible?
Oh, absolutely. You know, just on telling the story of what happened to me over this weekend, talking about our audio stream and our website feedback, a young man came up to me and he shared with me and he said to me, you know, I've been going through some difficult times in the last 6 months. Wow. And the thing that kept me on even keel and kept my sanity was the fact that in the mornings as I traveled to work, I would tune into 107.5 and listen to the programs. And that has been helpful. And then when you listen to stories like that, then you say to yourself, it's worth it.
Wow. Going back to you, Cheryl-Lynn, could you once again give us the contact details for CCFM?
Well, if you are an avid internet browser, then you can definitely go on to www.ccfm.org.za. As I said there, you'll find our live streaming. If you're anywhere in the world and you want to just tune into CCFM, you can do so. You can submit a prayer request online as well. Wow. If you want to do that. And as Pastor Barry has said, in terms of website feedback, you can comment as well with regards to that. If you are the social media fanatic, you can go onto Facebook and you can like our page, CCFM 107.5. And if you're wanting to just follow us on Twitter, our Twitter handle is CCFM 107.5.
All right. And as we come to an end, any last words from either of you regarding why people should listen to CCFM?
I would like to say people should be listening to CCFM because there is a station out there that is passionate about changing lives for good.
Any last words from you?
If you just want soul food and inspiration, we're the station.
Wow. Thank you very much for tuning into Open Studio today. If you would like to be a presenter on Open Studio, please email us on openstudio@capetowntv.org or call us on the number 021 448 0448. Join us weekdays at 5 for more Open Studio.